Hello friends, welcome to SocioScopy. So in this series, we look at events through the lens of sociology. So in this particular session, we will take a quick look at the sociological dimensions of layoffs. So if you look at these news snippets, Microsoft is laying off 10,000 employees, and the box on the right hand side has the facts and data about other companies. Facebook 11,000 laid off, Unacademy, Byju's, Twitter 50% of the employees. So these are evolving situations. So by the time you watch this video, these companies might have laid off more than this number. But why it is important to know the sociological dimensions? Because these events might seem to have close linkage with the economy or the corporate world, but both the economy and the society, they are closely intertwined and they do affect each other. So in this video, we will discuss how this event is linked to moving equilibrium of Parsons, anomy, socialization. We will look at a new concept called attribution of blame and stress reinforcers. So let's take a look at the definition of layoffs first. So in corporate world, especially in private sector, it is quite a common phenomena of employees switching their jobs. This is called attrition. So this is a voluntary decision taken by employees, but layoffs, they are a permanent termination, and they are not voluntary. So they are kind of involuntary, and at the same time they are not related to employees performance. So even good performing employees, they might be laid off because the economic situation so demands. um so it is important that you know the definition of layoffs. Why Another reason that underscores the need to look at such layoffs through the lens of sociology. So Mary Jahoda, she has come up with a very insightful analysis of the non-economic dimensions of work or employment. So people who are working, they regularly share their experiences and contacts with people outside the nuclear family. So this social bondage, this social interaction, it gives a sense of identity, a sense of meaningfulness also. The work, it gives an individual the goal and purpose that transcends its own. It also defines the employee in aspects of personal status and identity. For example, someone working for Google, that is a matter of high social status. Now, all of a sudden, if they are laid off, it is not just an economic setback, but also a social setback, but also an individual setback. So layoff, they have multi-dimensional ramifications. Okay, now we will look at the moving equilibrium by Parsons. So there are many experts who say that due to this COVID pandemic, there was a sudden surge in online activities. So most of the enterprises were in a state of lockdown, and they had to switch online. So because of which they had to go for massive hiring. Now that the situation is back to a normal, the companies are trying to adjust their manpower to pre-corona level, and this is the new equilibrium that is being established. That is why there's massive layoffs. So enemy, you already know that there are culturally prescribed goals and structurally available means. So after layoffs, those structurally available means, they are lost, maybe temporarily, but yes, they are lost. But the culturally available goals, the culturally assigned goals, they still remain intact. So the enemy here is used like in a manner that is synonymous with deviance. So the laid off employees might respond in multiple ways like innovation, ritualism, retreatism, rebellion. So actually you can think of examples how a particular employee who has been laid off from job, how will he or she come up with these kinds of responses. Next is socialization. So it is more relevant to those cases where the laid off employee is married. So it makes a lot of difference in the socialization of the children. So I mean the psychological impact on children, how the parents behave and treat their children, that undergoes a significant change. Attribution of blame. This was a new concept, and stress reinforcers. So this was a new concept that was put forward by Richard Cohn. He has extensively studied unemployment and layoffs. So you know that the attribution of blame, that is one stage just after layoff, where in the laid off employee he tends to blame external factors and then himself or herself, and this leads to mental issues as well, identity crisis, stuff like that, and stress reinforcers. So layoff is in itself an element of stress, but it is reinforced because of different factors like the class to which the employee belongs to, the gender of the employee, the marital status, etc. So like as we discussed, if the employee is married and has children, then the degree of stress would be higher. So these are the stress reinforcers. So a good policy decision should take into account these dimensions so that the response to mass layoffs is robust and actually functional and worthwhile for the laid off employees. Coming to enemy, we have already discussed. Richard Cohn, we have already discussed here. So Richard Cohn did a very in-depth socio-psychological study of the effects of employment and how this change in employment affects the employee and the society as a whole. The stress reinforcers we have just discussed. Um, so the whole idea is to link the contemporary events to your sociology syllabus topics. So if you keep your mind open and think freely in all directions that you have read in your sociology syllabus, you would be able to do it. So once this attitude develops, reading sociology would be a very interesting exercise for you. Just another related note here. So, layoffs, it's just that they have gained the coverage recently because of the tech giants laying off. But if you see this news snippet, Jaguar Land Rover, they laid off employees in 2018, another 4,500 employees in 2019, and this continued in 2021 also. So corporates, as you know, that profit maximization is an important element of the corporate world, which you have already read in the theory by Karl Marx. So whenever they struggle with um, achieving their fiscal target for a particular quarter. So this is one of the ways that they resort to. So the whole idea and your focus should be on a sociological analysis. You need not have it is imperative that you avoid personal or political values to contaminate your analysis. Keep it balanced and sociological in nature. So we will meet again in the next video. Thank you so much.